profitable, or unless you know how to edit the map's economy to make wood chips a little bit more economical. Chipping can be just a pointless exercise when it comes to farm sim, at least for 19. 17 I did a lot of wood chipping, especially on the old stream farm, but this time around you get reasonable amount of wood chips, but they're just not worth anything, and you make more from a log. So, and on many farms, Lawfolds originally, this farm, the first year we made our excess money on the first year from logging, and then I went in and I did lease a mulcher to chew up the the things that stick out of the ground after you've chopped a tree down, the stumps, and then replanted it and then sold the land. So that's one way around it. And then one of my standard load mods is the measure mod, which allows me to push a key. That one, yeah. It puts a point in the ground, and then as I drive along, it measures how far away I am for that point. And then I can turn it off. And so, if I want 6 meter logs, I can just place that at the bottom of the tree and walk 6 meters down the tree, and then make a cut, and walk another 6 meters and make a cut. And so it's a very easy way to cut consistent length logs without using a $400,000 piece of logging equipment. Oh, okay, so that's not too bad. The only problem is you can't replant the trees because you don't own the land. This cutting's getting kind of crazy. So we have quite a wide gap here now. What I may do is finish off that left-hand edge where we didn't we didn't turn the land blue, fertilize it. Yeah, see, lumberjack mod is not something I've bothered looking into, primarily because I'm happy with the mods I've got for logging. So I've got a good set of log forks, which is much better than the in-game log forks, and I've got the measure mod, so I don't need any fancy stuff. I think there's that. But if you know which mod it was, then you're good. But it's a matter of okay, I want to try that mod, so I'm going to introduce that one mod, and I'm going to see what happens, and then we'll either take it out or we'll keep it. But the set of mods I now use is pretty standard for me, so I know there's no conflicts. And potentially, if I do end up with a conflict, it'll be because I'm playing a new map, and that map doesn't like the mod I've loaded. There we are. Oh, we're going to run forward this run too. So I think we were talking about GPS a couple of days ago, and yeah, this is one of the tasks where, well, I could use GPS, but quite frankly, why? Yes, it does come helpful for when you do a cut-in, because I could make it... I went round the wrong way, there it is. I could make it so that the edge of the last row that I cut on the edge of the field is a full width row. But yeah, I've done this by dead reckoning for so long, it's just not something I feel the need for, so I don't fit GPS to my harvesters. As I said, this tractor definitely has it. I think the reason the big tractors have it is because I generally cultivate alternate rows because they have such a bad turn radius that I can't do adjacent rows with them without, you know, backwards and forwards at each end, so it's much quicker to run down the field and turn as the tractor is capable, and then fill in the gap. So for GPS that is handy because I can make sure that the rows I'm skipping are the same width as the cultivator that I'm using. Okay, I'll run down to about 2,000 litres. Well, I'll run down to the bottom, I guess. That'll overfill the trailer, but we can come back and get the rest. It won't be quite so far to drive. But yeah, follow me is a definite need on most of my playthroughs, just because situations like this, or collecting the straw, hay the other day. Okay, that'll do. Other way, that one. How we do? Actually, wow, it's almost 12 o'clock and we're not even close to finishing this field. So we did a little bit of bale stacking early on, and we have been harvesting this field ever since. And done. Is that 3 or 4 loads? 65. So this will be the 4th load. That's not bad, I guess. And it's, yeah, we're not even close to maximum yield on this field. So I'm going to say this field was a good buy. We've still got the straw to sell. I sell the straw immediately because I don't have enough storage on the farm. But grains will keep till peak. Oh yeah, that'll do it. Also, things to watch. Yeah, I'm not sure if Six Ashes has a built-in geo. Some of the guys who work with the farming agency do. I know the farming agency does embed a geo, but some of the map makers also tend to embed a geo for the location that you're playing. So that's also something to watch. Unless you have an absolute need to play with your own geo. See if there is one already embedded. Okay. Maybe we'll get one more full cart. That will put us over 100,000 litres of barley in the store. And just over 10% of our available storage. So at least as far as harvesting is concerned, we're not close to exceeding the on-farm capacity, which is nice. Buying this field here, that might be interesting. But as we've noted, 1.7 million is kind of a ways off before we can afford to buy that. Oh, I also just noticed in-game time it's 7:30, just gone, and it's still daylight because summer. Squeak, engine off, transfer over here. So I think, as far as I'm concerned, I don't know if there's enough time to, enough daylight in the day to finish this field. Wheat and canola we can do tomorrow, definitely. Probably do the canola first because it's the larger of the two fields. I believe it just gets dull and overcast after today, so or after summer. It's day 3 and day 5 of fall that we're going to worry about rain, and we're possibly going to be looking at the sugar beets on day 5 or day 3. Oh, okay, yeah, and that's the alternate. So yeah. Yeah, I think on Lawfolds, I'm pretty sure that doesn't have a geo built in. I loaded the Scottish geo on that one, and that's a challenging geo to say the least. Your harvest time is short, your planting time is late, and you can't do corn, or I think soybeans in addition to the usual. Can't do sugarcane, can't do cotton that normally comes on a map or on a UK style geo. I mean, I think this geo we can't do cotton and we can't do sugarcane, but we can do everything else, although soybeans and corn is a challenge. But with the Scottish geo you lose those two as well. And that can make things interesting. So, oops, let's turn the thresher on. But yeah, that does mean that I can't do corn silage in on Lawfolds with the Scottish geo. So that's something to consider. Anyway, how are we doing? Tank capacity on this is about 10,000 or something. Yeah, it's about 10,000. So we've got 2 more unloads to fill up the trailer. Pretty sure we're going to have more than that on this. that's going to work out for the baler. Not too bad. Missed a tiny bit. See, even without GPS, I've actually managed to end up with pretty much exactly the width of the header. So that's that bit done. I think we're now getting into the longer side of the field, so I'm going to want to empty this on the way round, because I just don't know how much of a cut through I can pull, especially not at 60%. We probably can't do it. So that's all done, and that's out. That's squeeze, breathe in, breathe up. Oh, and we made it. So we'll dump this out, 62%. What is the... There it is. Tank size 86. Okay. So that's a little bit more than 2 full tanks. That should be sufficient to at least second time it's full. It's going to be close. And again, we are dead reckoning down the field. Around about... Ooh, let's go this way. Oh, yeah, okay. I don't think that's exactly the same angle that we've been doing for the rest of the field, but gonna steer it more onto the 90-degree. Very gradually. So this is not going to be an exactly straight row. Bit of a dog leg, but that's a good direction to be going in. And I'm sure if we look back, there's a little kink. Not too much. But this here field is why we need to consider a bigger harvester sometime in our future. I think, yeah, this is adequate. We've done it. Yeah, we didn't start till, I'd say, 5 o'clock before the crop dried out. So we've been going, no, we've been going less than that. So it's probably only been going a couple of hours harvesting. Let's put cruise control on. Let's look at stats, because we haven't done that for a while. Time played 257. So I'm guessing probably not. Oh no, harvesting time. We've been harvesting for an hour. We've nearly pulled in 100,000 litres. So yeah. Bottom line, that's not a bad thing. It's, yes, it's getting late, but it rained this morning, so we didn't have time. But it's not like we're desperate for time at the end of this to, you know, it's not a rush to get everything in before the end of fall. So as far as necessity goes, we don't need a bigger harvester. Not yet. It would be nice. yes. Oh, we're not going to make it back though. That was over 70%. About a third of the way back, we're going to be full. Yeah. It is what it is. Sometimes I'd stick a worker in this while I run down and get the grain cart. I'm kind of fine the way it is. Okay. And then once all the grain's picked up, we can bail up the headlands. As I said, I think I'm probably going to get the UAL flatbed just so we can grab these bales off the field and take them to market with less of a delay. That's not ideal. Okay, that's 15,000 litres. That's not going to be full. And come on. Doesn't unload very quickly. We are all ready to go once the last of the grain is gone. Go. And the argument I've made with using a UAL trailer to pick up straw bales is, well, I've got all the kit to pick up the bales, and ideally I want to be getting on with the next round of harvest, so as long as I've got something to haul the trailer with and something with a front loader on the front, technically I can have a couple of workers picking the bales up for me while I'm off doing the harvest. And I'd much rather be driving the harvester than I would stacking bales on a flatbed, because we've seen my bale stacking skills and sometimes it all goes wrong. Oh, the trap, yeah. It's a problem with the grain cart. I think the vehicle expector or whatever it was I was using in 17 showed any piece of equipment that the engine was turned on. So I could drive a grain cart up to a harvester, leave the engine running, and I could actually see how much grain was in the cart. But with the FS19 version, it's only equipment that has somebody in it. Now that somebody can be a helper, like the baler that's following us, or it can be me, or it can be another player. So if I had someone else sitting in the grain cart, I'd be able to see how much was in the grain cart and know how close we were to needing to go back to the yard. But I think you can change the setting on it. It's not one of the listed commands, but there is something like Control M and Control N will change the level of detail of the report, but again, not. I don't think it lists all equipment, just in use. Postman's here. And it sounds like they're testing the tornado sirens. So yeah, we'll be coming to an end shortly. As soon as this is full, I'll unload what I can. We'll take the class back up to the yard, empty it into the silo, which will give us 100,000 litres in storage. And we will be back. We're back off holiday schedule, and next one will be on Saturday next week, where we will continue with the canola and cereal crop harvests. And, we'll look into grabbing that bale trailer. Let's see. It's around somewhere, baling. So round bales, square balers, 28,000. So we'll probably pick this up and oh, we're full. Okay then. Wrong way. So 28,000 for a flatbed bale trailer. We can hitch it to the back of the man truck and pick up these bales and get them sold fairly short order. And as I said, because this field is fairly centralized, we can actually go back one. F off. What do I want to do? Turn off that. Actually, we can leave it as is. Turn off the engine. Jump back in the class. And we're full. Yeah, so yeah, we can get these bales shipped and sold as quickly as possible. No idea where I'm going to put a bale trailer, but we'll figure that out later, because we have, what's it, the barley, we've got the wheat, that's it. And I can also try it on the silage bales first day of fall and see if those undersized bales, because of the wrapper, adjusts the bale size, whether they work with the UAL script too. Learning experience all round. And again, it's not a mod I've used before, so if it doesn't work, we'll sell it and forget it ever happened after we've sold all the hay, straw, stuff that the sheep don't eat. I also need to buy a tanker to put the digestate in for shipping it to the yard. That's something I've been looking at for a long time. But of course I don't want to use the digestate until we're actually in a position to add precision farming to the playthrough. Oh yes. Yeah, that would be a thing. And what did you drive over? I must admit, having now spent half of my life driving on the left and half of it driving on the right, it's not something I usually get mixed up. There was one time I was driving a British car in France, and we had been up since 9 o'clock the previous morning, type of thing. Actually, up since 7 o'clock the previous morning, and it was 2 o'clock in the afternoon on the second day. And we probably napped very briefly on the cross-channel ferry. And going to visit a friend in France, and we're driving down a main road, no problems, and then we get to, I need to turn left across the oncoming traffic, also not a problem, but I looked at the side road and I thought, what am I supposed to do now? Because my brain was coherent enough to know that I'm supposed to do something that doesn't feel right, but I don't have a clue what that thing would be. My friend was sat in the driver's seat. He was just as tired as I was, but he just sort of, you need to drive on the wrong side. That's the clue. Okay, yes, that's the thing that I need to be doing. So we didn't have any mishaps driving in France on the wrong side of the road while sitting on the wrong side of the car for France. But living in America for about half my life now, it's sort of not so much of a big deal. Or at least half of my driving life, not half of my life. Anyway, we are unloading that. That's done. I will turn that engine off. I will put the auger away, and we are ready to pick this up to next week on Saturday. But for right now, we're going to call it. Go have some lunch. Have fun, everybody. Have a good weekend, and I hope you're enjoying your new year. But for now, I'm out of here. Bye.